Call of Duty Ghosts was and still is one of the most controversial Call of Duty ever. Well, let me explain. It was controversial because it had a split community. Many people liked it and many didn't. Then there was Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4. Many people were saying that it was the worst Call of Duty ever, and others were defending it. Sure, the game had its flaws and was indeed annoying many times when people will just camp, and then the worst device in the game, the IEM or ID, or how it was called, it's probably the worst device ever made in a Call of Duty game. At least in my opinion, because people will just throw it somewhere and wait for someone to run into it. This will make campers camp even more, which was the worst thing about this game. I did play a lot of it and I liked it and hated at the same time. The idea behind it was good but was executed poorly. Then many people would hate on it because of its graphics. Well, for a game from 2013, even today looks alright. The big problem was that there was competition, which was Battlefield 4. So of course people would compare both of them, which in the end Battlefield will always win, because it had superior graphics of course, but I've always used to say that graphics aren't the most important thing. The flow of how the game is played, it's much important. The worst Call of Duty ever made is probably Infinite Warfare, at least in my opinion. The game just had everything against the community, the graphics were not so pleasant, which I didn't mind, but then it had too much futuristic stuff on it, and plus the advanced movement. I bet if there were no advanced movement, the game will do so much better. Now, talking of doing better, if Ghosts will have released in more recent years, then in my opinion will do so much better, because look at what we got in the last 4 years. Yikes. But as always, it's normal when a Call of Duty is released, people trash talk it so much because of the changes and etc. And then after some years they say, oh well, it wasn't that bad. They say that because the game that they currently have is worse at some point than the previous Call of Duty. I did spend a decent amount of playing the game and I got frustration too. Hell, even today there is so many people just camping and camping. Because firstly they are bad at the game and then they have the tools to camp with. Thermal scopes, the trashy IED, then sometimes they will just camp into a room and sometimes it's even impossible to even get to them. So you just keep dying and frustration goes up. Because imagine you are going into a kill streak and then you die because of the freaking IED that just sits there, or by a camper that is just camping the whole freaking game. In the end, people playing the game made it look worse than what actually was. You can say that, hey, but most of games have campers and a lot of bullshit into the game. Well, yes, but this one had that special thing for the campers. It was almost in every game that you jumped into. Sure, the maps were also a bit too big, but there was unlimited sprint, so it kinda worked alright. Now, talking about content, I think Ghost was probably the game that released so much good content for the game. Many voice packs, remastered maps, which they looked great, different game modes, Michael Myers, the Predator, etc, etc. We just can't say that the game didn't have enough content, because it had. And the best, it didn't have supply drops, so again, this all leads to what I was saying. If Ghost will have released in the last years, then it will do so much better because it didn't have advanced movements and didn't have the supply drops, which lots of people hate this so much. Me especially, I bought Infinite Warfare and played it like 25 hours maybe. It was just not enjoyable and too much robotic. We as players want to shoot at other players and to have characters that we care about and not just some robots that run around the game and you just shoot them. Like, come on Activision, please stop putting robots into the game. But anyway, let me know if you guys enjoyed Call of Duty Ghosts or it wasn't for you. Because yeah, the game wasn't for everyone's taste. Thank you guys for watching, till the next one.